welcome back to Clearview Driving. Today I'm doing a lesson for Matthew. Now Matthew has his test coming up in 2 days time. I am doing the lesson in his car, so I don't have the controls on my side. If anything happens, I can't really do much besides tell you to stop. Okay, so he hasn't driven in this area before, so today's lesson is just to get a nice little introduction on all the different sort of junctions, making sure that you're driving safely. Yeah, just get familiar with the area a little bit. So whenever you're ready, we're going to get started. Okay, so we're going to follow signs to Slough from here.
All right.
But just put that signal on slightly earlier.
Earlier? All right.
Yeah. About 6 to 8 car lengths away. Have it on. You can turn the fans off if you like, by the way. We'll turn them down.
Yeah, it's just a hot day.
Very hot. So a lot of the roads around here are like this. We're just driving out in the country.
Yeah.
What is the speed limit here?
I want to say.
You missed the sign, didn't you?
I did.
Okay, any street lamps?
No.
So what's
40?
60.
60?
Yeah. We had that national sign as we entered.
Oh. Does that apply that long?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, no, as in when we entered in
right
this
here?
road, yeah, we had another sign just here.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yeah. But yeah, no street lamps.
So I should be going close.
Well, if it's safe to drive at 60, drive at 60. At the moment, it's probably only safe, what, say 40?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you're not driving 20, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Driving down country lanes, always look out for road signs as they may be hidden behind trees and bushes. Potholes, do as best as you can.
Yeah.
Good. The signs are partly sort of hidden because of the trees overgrown, so you've got to keep looking out for signs now. Okay, there's your new speed limit coming in. Again, partly hidden. These roads are so bad.
Especially in a small car. It's just not a good combination.
Okay, the signboard's slightly covered up again, but Slough is straight ahead. There are 2 roundabouts.
Alright.
So it's like a right left.
Okay.
There's lots of road signs now to consider. What should we do for the first bit?
Give way. So it's just up there.
Yeah, that's the way we headed. Gotta keep an eye on that second car because his signal's hidden,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. What is he doing? Okay, yeah, well done. Good, well done, but you could have used a left indicator to make it clear on this one.
Yeah.
Even on the first one we could have used a right, which is, it's okay.
Alright.
So what do you think the speed is on this road?
This will be 30.
Yeah, we've got street lamps and no signs. Keep an eye on the speed when it changes because it's gone to 40 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. As in, it started back there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Every time you see the speed signs changing, I want you to say it out loud so I know that you know.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, now Slough from here is actually straight ahead. I don't know if you saw the signboard.
I did the roundabout one.
Yeah. So which lane goes straight ahead?
This one.
Okay, but we should have been in the left one. This one's okay as well. No signal. you've got to stick to the lane you're in now because we can't change as we enter. And then what do we do at this point?
We fan out.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
signal, good.
Oh, I know where we
You do?
are. Yeah, my dad's works out here sometimes.
Oh, I see.
Right down that road.
Yeah. Okay, now speed limits. What is it?
40.
Okay.
And then 60 right
Okay.
there.
What else do you notice at this point?
To get across the left lane.
Yeah.
And there's no stopping for 3 miles.
Okay, good. Now, is it safe to drive at 60 on this road?
Yes.
So it's the next road on the left. So you can see the 40 signs kicking in. Okay, good. So again, 30 is the maximum. Doesn't mean you need to drive at 30. So on roads like this, what type of typical hazards would you expect?
Animals.
Yeah.
Potentially. Bikers, horses.
Maybe runners in the road, because there's no footpath on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about tractors and things like that?
Yeah, all the countryside.
Yeah. Horses. You've got to really be looking out around here now. Oh my god, every single sign is covered.
Yeah, it's just
It's
all
like, hey,
over
where
ground.
is it? It's just right there. Yeah, there was a sign saying pedestrians maybe in the road. Well done. This is a narrow country lane where there are various hazards and traffic calming measures to slow traffic down. So as you can see here, this road has no street lamps, but they have put 30 signs continuous. Because if they didn't have those signs, everyone would think it's national.
Yeah, go 60.
I want to say it probably was a national before. Good. Always step off the accelerator, leading into sharp bends around country lanes. What does that sign mean?
That one?
Yeah.
It means that this.
Mm-hmm.
They merge and go through.
Yeah, the road narrows
Passing.
on both sides. Good mirror check there. There is a hazard line painted throughout most of this road. A hazard line is a long white line with a small gap in between. On this road, the main hazards are the bends and the hidden entrances. Matthew should have been driving slower as there is a sharp bend ahead. The hedge on the left is overgrown into the road, and as you can see, most vehicles have been shaving past the hedge. To really tighten up the corner, just take it even slower if you need to, okay?
Alright.
Through the priority section, the hazard line disappears as the road is only wide enough for one vehicle at a time. The bridge ahead is traffic light controlled. The road is not wide enough for 2 vehicles to pass at the same time. As the lights go green, you need to position your vehicle in the middle of the road and move back to the left only once you get to the other side. The hazard line disappears on approach to the bridge. Okay, but you should have positioned yourself in the middle. We're hitting the branches there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because this is now one way. When the lights go green, they have red.
Oh,
Yeah?
that makes sense. So you can take up the whole road.
Yeah. That was the whole point of that traffic light, otherwise they would have just had no light there.
That makes sense.
Did you not think the road was a bit narrow?
I did,
Yeah.
and I thought it was a pretty small bridge for 2 cars, which is why I tried to stay to the left as much as I could.
Oh god. Yeah, that was a humpback bridge. They usually have them traffic light controlled.
Okay.
Like
and
here, sorry, just
Yeah.
in the middle there's no white line, but back there was. So this section's only wide enough for one. Just, there you go, he stopped. Just really take your time with it because they've stopped a bit late. Well done. So these are all traffic calming measures. So you'll see the white line painted as soon as the road is wide enough for 2.
Okay. And if it's not, you gotta assume there's...
Well, the line, they've cut off the line in those points, haven't they?
Yeah.
There have been signs in between. This is a warning sign of a stop junction in 50 yards. You would only get this warning sign as the junction is hard to see on approach. Well, turn left. Good. So this is a complete stop on this one. Matthew, look both ways just the same.
Okay.
Okay, I know it's just the right that you mainly want to be looking, but what if somebody on the left turns in badly? And the other thing was, for that left turn, go round that corner a bit more to have a better angle.
To come onto this road?
Yeah,
Alright.
and then you can probably see a bit further if you're out that angle.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the speed down here then?
This is 30 still.
Okay, we're gonna now go past some of the trickier junctions in the area. You know you could have gone there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was blocked off.
Yeah. So that would be counted as a minor fault for hesitation there. Because when we initially got there, everyone in front was just going straight.
Yeah.
And this guy wasn't actually at the roundabout. So I still want you to tell me when the speed limit changes.
Alright.
We're going to go left when we get to the end. Think about what you need to do on approach. Good. Make sure it's running all the way through until you've made the turn.
Okay. 20 now.
Mm-hmm. Doing an ongoing talk through is the best way of keeping yourself alert of any new road signs and speed changes. So we're going to go straight on from here. Now the test centre's just in there.
In there?
Yeah.
Alright.
So this will be the first junction that you come out onto. So either left up that way or right down towards the high street this way. So
Okay.
we don't want to brake too sudden.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go straight ahead at the roundabout now.
Alright. So left to there.
Have a look at where the road is. Is it still on the right? On the right. Because the road is on the right, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, keep it moving. Come on.
For some reason I thought that brick wall was, the roundabout was a lot bigger.
Oh, okay. With these roundabouts around here, they won't be marked because there's only sort of 1 or 2 exits that you could be taking.
Alright.
So on that one, normally, yes, you'd use the left lane to go straight, but on this one, the road ahead is more to the right.
So you just
So you
take the
just
right.
position the right, yeah. And on these roundabouts, the other thing I want you to do is try and just slow and go as opposed to slowing and stopping.
Alright.
Because you could see the vehicles on your right. Nobody was positioned to turn and nobody was indicating.
So you could just
Yeah. How's the area been so far?
It's pretty good. It's sort of different from London, just in terms of the roads are like usually quicker and there's less people and traffic.
Yeah.
But
You're going to get random hazards is what you have to anticipate.
yeah, no, stuff can just come out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and there'll be yeah, there's more varying hazards. It's not
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah. The test is going to be a mixture of roads, so it won't be all roads like this the whole time.
Okay.
It'll be like a little bit of the town driving and then a bit of this. It just depends on where they go.
All right.
Okay, now at the roundabout, turn left. Think about how far from the roundabout you'd like to see.
Probably a bit soon.
Get that brake on. Good. Have a good look. Yep. Good, but that brake came in a bit late there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Looking forward. Because it's downhill as well. What do these 2 signs mean?
Road narrows and then there's a double bend.
Brilliant. Good. Again, there's no white line in the middle again. And as we start to come out, you can see the line appears.
Yeah. If I get caught head on with another car there,
Yeah.
should I reverse?
Well, the first thing you'd do is you'd slow down and then stop. And then
Yeah.
think about who's going to do what. If you've got the passing place behind you, then you'd look around and reverse. But
Okay.
if they've got space, then they'll look around and reverse. You can squeeze 2 cars through there. It's not ideal. But if worst case, you can pass each other really slowly. But you can't pass through there with like a large van or a lorry or a bus.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the bigger vehicle has priority.
Not necessarily, it just depends on where the space is again.
Alright.
Okay, now on the next roundabout approach, I want this brake to be a bit smoother because I feel like you're braking a bit late and heavy.
Alright.
So brake lighter, give the person behind more time to react.
Where am I going?
Just following the road ahead for now,
This way.
even when we get to the roundabout.
Alright.
You remember the double roundabout we did earlier?
Yeah.
We're coming back to that.
Alright.
From a different angle though.
Okay.
Good, but you want to be slowing down before that sign.
4.
Yeah. So as you pass the sign, your speed should be around 30.
Okay.
Okay, so roundabout. First one left, second one right. It's like the road ahead that we're taking. On this double roundabout, we're following the road ahead. You don't need a signal, but it does make it very clear to others where you're going. Nicely done. What are they doing?
I had priority.
You did have priority
Okay,
there.
sweet.
It's just, he's being a bit silly. dealt with it nicely.
Sweet.
So even if someone else does something wrong, as long as you deal with it safely, it won't be marked down.
Okay.
You won't be marked down for that.
Alright, so if it's not my fault and I just react to it well.
Yeah, that's what you should be doing, yeah.
Yeah.
So again, the road ahead is more right.
Oh, sorry. I should
Carry on now.
in the right
Good,
lane.
but yeah, you should have been on the right. The guy behind did the same thing. He came into the same lane as you, so it's not an issue. But he could have very easily positioned on the right.
Yeah, and then that
And
would have
then,
been.
yeah. Okay, now looking at the diagram in the distance, I want to say signs to Slough.
Alright.
I'm guessing on this one, but I think it is.
Yeah, Slough's to the left.
Okay. Matthew deals with the two cyclists ahead really well by keeping his distance as the roundabout is coming up. From the diagram you can see Slough is a left turn at the first roundabout and straight at the second one. So what should we do if we're turning left? Good, but this signal, I don't want to have to keep reminding you.
Yes.
Good. Matthew didn't notice this was a roundabout and carries on straight without looking. Matthew, did you look right on that roundabout? This right here?
When we did?
Yeah?
I think so.
Not the first one, but the second one.
No, I saw the stoplights and I just went straight ahead.
Okay. You should have looked right. There was a car on your right, but he was going left.
Okay.
But if you completely miss a roundabout and you do not look right, you will get a serious fault for that.
Okay.
You know when I showed you the signs for Slough, did you know there were two roundabouts?
I saw two on the sign,
Yeah.
but I thought I was in the left one already.
Okay. So the first roundabout was a left turn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and the second roundabout was a straight. So you just needed to look across to the right. That was it.
Okay.
Okay, now when we get to the next roundabout, we're going to take the second exit.
Alright.
No signal for second. And on approach, stick to the left lane, have a look. Then we're going to head in. Outside lane. Good. And then after the first exit, use the left mirror also. And there we are. So on approach, there's no signal. Oh, it's alright. Couldn't do anything about it.
No.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't swerve that suddenly because that would have been dangerous. Okay, so if you're taking the first exit on a big roundabout, you would signal left on approach and keep that on.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're taking the second exit, you would have no signal until you pass the first one. But if that second exit is past 12 o'clock, you would now signal right to begin and a left
When you
to
get
exit.
Okay.
Just drive a little bit slower down here. There are advisory signs up saying max 20. It's not compulsory, it's advisory.
Alright. Just loose gravel.
Yeah, that's it. Get the chips coming back up. So does a roundabout signal make sense when to signal right, when to signal left?
Yes, so if you're going anywhere but straight on, you need a signal entering. Or like
Yeah.
second exit.
So anything past 12, you'd signal right to begin and left to exit.
Yeah.
And if it's the first one, you signal left on approach.
And if it's the second before 12, you just signal when you exit.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright.
Okay, we're going to do two turns really close together. At the first one, we're going to go left at the roundabout.
Okay.
And then immediately after, it's a right turn. So it's a left at the roundabout and then a right turn.
Alright.
and look at the signs on the entry. Again, this used to be a national 60 road down here. But again, they've lowered the limit, just probably for the best.
Yeah, 60 down here would be interesting.
So what I need you to work on at the moment is whenever you've got a roundabout or a bend approaching, make sure you're slower leading up to it.
Okay.
And signal 6 to 8 car lengths, or if you're driving faster, then signal 8 to 10 car lengths.
I know what 6 to 8 car lengths should be, but like...
Alright, you see that bend in the distance?
Yeah.
So let's say that's the roundabout, you'd signal about here.
Okay. Alright, that helps.
And if it was 8 to 10 car lengths, I'll try and give you another example. It's a bit difficult because the road
It's not a lot of stuff.
long. There's not a lot there. Use that tree. So even though it's 40, we're only really driving at 30, but that's fine because it's not safe to. Now we've got another one of those humpback bridges coming up now. Good, you can see the white line's not there in the middle again. Good. And just check that right side. Brilliant. Put yourself more in the middle when you're going through. And then come on back. Because you don't really want to... Yeah, because you don't really want to pass with another vehicle there, do you?
No. So you should make it obvious that you're going.
So that one's not traffic light controlled, that humpback bridge there. Okay, this is another tricky one. Good, really good approach there, well done. You stay on the right for this one. Okay. So it's like a right that way there. Good, and then after the first exit passes. Brilliant. Now we're going to pull in and park up on the shade, if there is any. Just park up on the left there, yeah. Find the third little shady spot. That's brilliant there, thank you. Not too close, that'd be great there, thank you. And secure the car. Okay, so the drive's been good so far. With the approach to the roundabouts, do you understand why I need you to be a bit slower?
Yeah, to give people behind more notice, and to get myself set.
Yeah, it's just because in an automatic car it doesn't slow down as quickly, does it, as a manual?
No.
So make sure you're braking enough, and then giving yourself enough time to look. And then that serious fault where there were 2 roundabouts. At the first one we were going left, and at the second one we were going right. And you didn't look on the second one. You were just looking straight. The 2 cyclists ahead of us, they went right, and you were just looking straight on, and the car was approaching, and you've just gone through. Now, it's quite easy to happen, that sort of mistake, but you shouldn't be ignoring the roundabout. You should definitely look, because you're still going. It's a straight line for us, but you should still look. Yeah,
because it is a round, and people do.
Yeah, people can come in. Yeah. Okay. So when you're ready, let's turn around the vehicle. Okay, now right at the roundabout, 3rd exit. Now he can see your signal, but he's probably going to ignore it. Yep, and left indicator. I think it's too much energy for him to stop there. Now if it's safe, use your mirrors and give him lots of clearance, because we can see the road ahead.
Yeah.
And check and gradually come back in. Take the next road on the right. Good. he's coming in here.
Oh, no.
If he was, we would give him priority, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then turn left. On the left, what does that mean?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
It means that it gets within 2 meters.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make sure your vehicle's not that wide.
Mm-hmm. By the way, this one's not easy.
It's not?
Nope.
Fantastic.
Whenever I go through this on myself, I'm like this. Width restrictions are designed to slow down the vehicles and to restrict the size of the vehicles going through the road. Slow right down and select the appropriate gear on approach. Really slow it down. Well done. Turn left. Good, but check this left-hand mirror before you're indicating left.
Just for cyclists and stuff?
Yeah.
Alright.
So there's been a few chances when you've turned left and you're not checking the left first.
Yeah, I feel like I tend to check it after, I suppose. Or just not.
Yeah, that or the other. Both go straight, but in the distance on the left there are parked vehicles, so it makes sense to
avoid them.
So if you notice that quite early on, you can just move right early, because
Right.
that's just good awareness and planning. So what would be the speed limit here then?
30.
I want to say there's space for one more ahead of them. Yeah, there is. Good, hold on. There are two separate traffic lights on this junction, one for going ahead and one for going right. The traffic light for going ahead is green, but it's just harder to see. If this traffic light goes red whilst you're going through, you should not stop here as there is no solid line. This traffic light only applies to traffic behind the stop line. We're going to follow the road ahead. To follow the road ahead, simply use your mirrors towards the right and move into the middle lane. You can signal to make it clear.
Should I have indicated there to switch
Yeah, I was going
lanes?
to say, yeah. Use your mirrors and indicate. Everyone will be moving over at the same point,
Yeah.
so you can move over without a signal, but just make it clear.
Okay.
So we're going straight. It's just ahead from here, yeah.
Oh, I don't. Actually, yes, I did.
There's no harm in that signal, even if it was a direct straight line.
Okay.
At the roundabout, turn left. pull in before the silver one, that'll be fine.
This way?
Just anywhere along here is fine because nobody parked opposite.
Sweet.
Yeah, so signal and just pull into that space there. Okay, great, you don't need to park very close, don't worry. That's great there, thank you.
Sweet.
Okay, so in terms of the area, what did you think of it?
It was good. I mean, it's pretty different
Yeah,
to city driving.
It is, yeah.
So it's good to get out here and get actually used to the roads, and because they're quite bumpy and you got the potholes, and you can't just drive straight and have the well-maintained roads.
Yeah.
And stick at 30 miles an hour.
And then there was the constant sort of wide roads going into narrow.
Yeah.
Sort of nearly like a width restriction, where only one car could really get through.
Yeah. And
Looking
then
out for the signs.
the bridges too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all different.
Yeah, it definitely is. But no, I think you did really well with that. But just make sure when you're approaching these junctions that you are slowing down enough and then positioning according to where the road ahead is, or road that you're taking is. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope you guys learned from that video and take on some tips from there.